100 to 200 yards of them.
Yeah,
like,
man. Well, look at all the old videos of the Beatles and stuff like that.
Right.
Fucking insane.
Like going bananas. So celebrities are the new. I mean, now we see it yearning over into politics. Everything's coming back into politics, and it's. I mean, our fathers and their fathers, politics was never in.
Yeah.
Politics stayed in politics.
Correct.
And if it wasn't in politics, it would be backroom conversations that you were having. And it wasn't, it didn't come out into the world, right?
Yeah.
Not the way it is now.
Before we non-surgically transition to a different topic, something that I find we should definitely look at and at least have an intellectual thought about, right? A little gaming up there. I agree with you. I think that the golden idols that are put out that are celebrities and they're groomed for that. So they have influence, wealth, and fame. But just like we were saying before, there's always something above that's pulling those strings. And if you're one of these uber celebrities who you're unto yourself this little kingdom, right, of getting worshipped and, adored by the masses, money's thrown at you, everything's thrown at you.
Mm-hmm.
How do they wrangle them into Maria Abramovich's spirit cooking parties when they look so unhappy about being there? But they're all there. They're all toting the line. They're all eating the blood and semen cake. You know what I mean? As they bow and kiss her feet. Right?
I mean,
Who pulled those strings? Whoa.
I hate to say this publicly.
What do you
but
say?
Alex Jones, he might not be so far off.
No, I think he's just gone crazy from knowing the truth.
He's definitely way off.
Yeah.
On one issue.
Probably a couple. Yeah.
Probably multiple.
Yeah, probably a couple.
But there's a lot of shit that guy, he broke a while back.
Well,
right?
do you know the crazy thing? Because obviously we're not going to talk about that one thing that he was definitely wrong about. But what I will point out about that one thing that he was definitely wrong about is I remember that being the talk of the internet back in old school YouTube days. Yep. And there was so many more people. There was so many more people out there saying so much more stuff about that than the 20 minutes that he talked about on a podcast.
Which and I've never seen the action happen so swiftly where every single company unanimously boom dropped it.
Yeah, so and that was a floodgate as well, because there was a load of other people went after that as well, because that's they took from Ike to Milo Yiannopoulos. There was this big glut where at the time social media and the Silicon Valley elites took out problematic people. It didn't matter whether they were problematic conspiracy theorists or just political commentators. They took the dissidents out, and that was like the worst, bleakest, boring time of X or Twitter back then.
It seems strange to me that, how do I talk about this in a safe way? You know what? We can't.
On a podcast. We talk about it tomorrow on a podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let that one just ride away. Yeah.
So maybe we can transition. I know we got like 17 minutes left.
I was literally going to say this. We talk about your documentary.
Yeah, we the trailer.
Hey, before we transition, I'm keeping my penis. I'm just letting you know.
What?
You can do that now, man.
No, you can. Yeah. Oh my God!
Yeah. You don't have to cut it off. Bro.
That joke went so far over my head.
As long as it doesn't go in your ass, that's what you don't want.
And you keep your dick and balls.
That was fucking brilliant, man. Can you give me 20 seconds? I just want to grab my notebook that has all the notes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do this weekend?
I thought it was in the two notebooks that I have.
I tried one of Ollie's dildos.
Yeah, how do they taste?
Delicious.
I've got mine on order. I made some hot sauce and got it taste tested at a party.
How did that go?
They love it. I wish I could send you guys a couple bottles.
Yeah, I love hot sauce as well.
I think the fentanyl would get it stopped though.
Oh, yeah. I made jerky for the first time.
Yeah,
yeah.
You got calluses, or are you still good? Do you lube it?
I've had calluses for ages. That's fine.
Yeah.
But no, it was a roaring success. It was delicious. What?
When you said you made jerky, I looked up how to make it. I thought, I'm going to have to do this.
You don't know how to dehydrate meat?
I like.
What the hell's going on in your country? Do you guys have robot brothels too?
Not yet.
Oh my god! Fucking, we deserve to be judged.
Well,
we deserve it.
Wasn't prepared for that.
Sorry about that.
No worries,
buddy.
buddy.
I was just talking about robot brothels.
I've never been.
Good. Good.
I heard they're fun.
I think we deserve to be judged, and it is the downfall of humanity that they have robot. Like, we're taking jobs from prostitutes.
I know. It's
I didn't see AI doing that.
Yeah.
Never called that one.
What Dave's
prostitutes?
What Dave's truly worried about is the fact that you can't drown a robot. You can't drown a robot prostitute. You'll get electrocuted.
Dude, they don't look at you in the eyes the same way.
They're getting more realistic. I've seen them. The China, they're like doing like biological skin. It's creepy. But
of course they are.
Speaking of that, so my girlfriend and I, we set on an adventure because we talked about my YouTube and the disproportionality between the viewership. And so we decided that, we're going to continue putting the podcast out on YouTube, but why don't we use my skill set? I have enough equipment to house a small TV studio. Why don't we start doing more like boots on the ground investigation? And I was like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. I think that's a really good way to kind of switch things up. And I was like, I got the perfect story. I grew up 5 minutes from the most haunted road in New England. It is known as Dudley Road. Anyone can look it up. Dudley Road, it's on the border of Billerica and Bedford, Massachusetts. And it's let's just say that a lot of the lore for the town, it's a big hub. It was a big hub, and there was a big battle that was fought between the natives of the land and the colonials. And this happened in northern Billerica, but it did spread. But again, that's neither here nor there. It doesn't really play into the story that I'm telling. So Dudley Road, now people from the town, this is a road that has stories passed down, and you'll hear it in the trailer, passed down through generations. But I want to emphasize before we show the trailer that at the time that this trailer was created, it was at the time a YouTube video that we were doing. By happenstance, we ended up on a tour that brought us from Dudley Road to Salem, Massachusetts, and the witch trials. And then the witches and medium in Salem told us that my story ended in Bridgewater. What the fuck does that mean? I was like, what's in Bridgewater? Lo and behold, there's something called the Bridgewater Triangle, right? So this thing just grew. And all of a sudden it went from a YouTube short film to a legitimate feature film. We don't have a official trailer for the movie, but what we're going to show you is what I'm now calling it's a teaser. It just shows you a little bit into the larger picture. So do you mind if I just throw that up now?
Yeah.
Actually, you would have to add it.
Yeah.
Dudley Road boasts a rich history with tales dating back centuries, but it's not just its colonial charm that draws attention. It's the stories, whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations. altar. Now again,
cool, mate.
Yeah. Now again, it said coming this October. That is not the case anymore. So we've renamed the project Cursed Echoes Beyond the Veil. We have found some the amount, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but the amount of connections between Billerica and Salem and the witch trials. Everyone knows about the Salem witch trials, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Queen of Witches. Now, in the documentary, in the trailer, there are some stone anomalies that I show. Those are the stone anomalies that are in the woods where these. So the legend of Dudley Road is a group of nuns were practicing witchcraft. There's a convent on Dudley Road. Now, this convent, it's shrouded in mystery, to say the least. But the nuns were caught having practiced witchcraft. Now, in the 16th century, not only being a woman of God, but this is like the highest of treason that you can commit, right? Is witchcraft. Because not only are you betraying God, but you're using dark magic, right? And potentially drawing from demonic power instead. So you could see that this would be an ultimate treasonous act of a nun. So the nuns were hanged out on you see in the in the trailer, there's a tree. That's allegedly where they were hanged. They now haunt the road. I have dozens of witnesses, myself included, that have experienced weird shit on the road, from orbs of light to full body apparitions to your car just dying. It's spooky as hell. The further we dug into Dudley Road, turns out that Dudley Road, Thomas Dudley, his family, if you chain it all the way up, or chain it all the way back, I should say, they are the Pickmans. The Pickmans got rich in Salem off of the boating industry. Now, funny story about the boating industry in Salem. Salem was the second largest port outside of Boston. So Blackbeard's apprentice was trained out of Salem. A lot of high-profile pirates came out of Salem. So they used to employ the witches after building a new ship. And witches, we use with air quotes because it was more like, if we were to say it now, it'd be more holistic, right? Mm-hmm. Blessings, herbal, that kind of stuff. Like if anyone's been to Salem, you know what I'm talking about. It's the witchcraft that's presented to you there now. And it's ironic that, now it's a town where it's the exact opposite. It's celebrated, right? But the Pickmans got their wealth from the shipping industry. They were shipbuilders, and they would often employ witches, quote unquote, again, to come and bless their ships for pillage and plunder. It wasn't until later that they turned on the witches for greed and other circumstances, mass hysteria being one of them, mostly power and greed. What I'm getting at is, it seems that the land.